Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your November 2019 reading for all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in Scorpio. So if you have Scorpio somewhere in your chart, this could be for you. Hope you had a great October with the full moon in Aries. That was a great moon to change old patterns. And if you had something that you were hanging on to that you knew was not serving you, that was a great moon to write those intentions down and to let go of them. So for me, I ended up right after that full moon manifesting something I've dreamed about my entire life. It was amazing. So I hope somebody else out there had the same thing happen. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed. If you haven't yet, if you want to subscribe, I am going to be doing weekly readings. In fact, I have been doing them for every sign individually, but it's categorized under the element, so you'll have to look for water and then scroll through until you get to Scorpio, and there you will be. Okay, so I'll do another one next week for your weekly read, but this is for the entire month for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for Scorpio, November 2019. For Scorpio. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, I always like to take a little peek at the bottom of the deck, and we've already got the Three of Wands, so could be waiting for a ship to come in. All right, you've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Pentacles at the center of things here. The Nine of Wands at the bottom, so some of your fears here may be Nine of Wands. Page of Swords in the past, Two of Wands here as some of your hopes or desired outcome, Two of Swords as an upcoming energy for you. Tower, Hierophant, Five of Cups, and the World. Okay, so this actually does look pretty good for you guys, Scorpio. You know, it may have been you had something happen that it could have been job related. I am getting that for some of you, where the Wheel of Fortune's always turning in your favor. So if you've had a situation where you felt kind of left out of something, could be financially related, like I said, like a work situation, but it could also be social too, or, you know, maybe if you have a partner who's been really busy at work, there could be something positive in that for you. I had somebody the other day that was talking about how they're busy with a grad class and they work full time, and when they get home, their husband works that night, and so they don't see them, and they're newly married. And I said, that's actually a good thing, because you're new in a marriage and they're not seeing you at your worst every week. So use that time to rejuvenate, recharge, and it's a perspective, right? Life is a matter of perspective, the seemingly good and the seemingly bad. So for you, you have two opposing cards here, and for me, what it's telling me is this is about your perspective on a situation. So don't overthink life, because that is when we start to jump to conclusions. But so somebody here with the Nine of Wands, this is like something that's, you know, about to reach a conclusion, but you may have been wondering if you made the right decision on something, or that could be a fear. That's what it's telling me, like you've been concerned that you haven't made the right decision on something. In the past here, may have had an exchange of words or a falling out with somebody. Again, if this is work related, you might be nervous about that it's going to be something detrimental to your career, but I don't think that's going to happen. I actually think if it's something like that, you're not going to be seeing the person anymore. But if it's with a significant other, there may be some reparation that needs to happen here. So with these, with the Two of Wands here, you got a couple of twos here too that tell me there's some contemplation going on. You're looking at options, or they're looking at options, trying to make a decision here. Could be different projects, but the Wands are always about taking action. So you won't stay stagnant for long, or if they're looking at a decision too, making a decision, it won't stay that way forever. But you're going to be, you know, thinking about some things. So be careful with that, because we don't want to be in our heads too much. on anything. And it just doesn't, you need momentum. And the more you just sit in your head, the more resistance you build towards that momentum with the universe trying to bring something in. Now this is you, and it could be, you know, quick and sudden changes coming here. Could be if there's been some obstacles for you that you've been dealing with, these obstacles of all these wands here, you may have clarity coming. The good news is with the Tower is where you haven't been able to see what to do, the answers can become readily apparent for you with that Tower energy. So if you've been blindfolded, the blindfold's going to be coming off here. And what I like about that is with the Hierophant here, this is also about change, right? It's a 5. It's earth energy, so mostly Taurus, but also Capricorn and Virgo too can be represented here. And this is somebody who values commitment, stability. It's the counterpart to the High Priestess. Can be a marriage card. So you could have something very sudden happen, like even a proposal if you've been with somebody, because this is somebody that wants to lay down roots. They're not going to get up and leave. But they tend to have strong spiritual values and be very like kind of orderly and specific, which with these other cards I actually really like for you, Scorpio. So if you've had, you know, some unrest here, some uncertainty here, that's going to be coming to a close. You know, and speaking of close, I think you've also been kind of closed off to something here, just not that interested in it or not sure what to do, and so you haven't been taking any action, even though there's been an offer presented. It's like you just haven't wanted to put yourself into, paint yourself into a corner, put yourself into a position where you've accepted something or not. And sometimes that's okay. You know, we need time. We need to give time to sort through our own perspective a little bit. But the outcome is what I really like, and that's the World. So here you are, and, you know, the outcome is definitely a very positive energy for sure. I mean, you can't get much more positive. It can be wrapping up something. It also can be karmic. So if you've been in some kind of a karmic situation, that's going to be coming to a close. And generally those have some negativity associated with them. So the World is about a brand new, fresh beginning. And I like it that it's the Tower card and the World are bracketing this, these upcoming or current to future influence cards, because the World is really giving you everything. You know, you've got complete freedom here. You're not held by any limits, and you're going to be able to move forward in a way that really gets you to your next goal. Your next, if it's a marriage, like I said before, it's going to seem effortless. So the World is just a beautiful card to have as your outcome. If there is anything negative in here, kind of negates those. I really like to see the Wheel of Fortune and the World together, because it tells me the universe is always working for you. Things don't happen to you, they always happen for you. So with that, I'm going to give you a Louise Hay affirmation card here from the Life Loves You cards. And Louise Hay wrote a really great book called You Can Heal Yourself, and it's a wonderful book for anyone who's had childhood trauma, especially if you feel like you're bringing that with you as sort of this uncomfortable, awkward roommate that comes into every relationship that you have. You don't have to live like that if you don't want to. It's a wonderful book of processes to get you some healing if you need that. So this card, I live in a friendly universe, and I think Albert Einstein posed that question. That's one of the most important questions you can ask. Do you live in a friendly or a hostile universe? Let life befriend you today. Every hour on the hour throughout the day, remind yourself, I live in a friendly universe. And boy, is that so true, especially if you've been hurting. Know that it's for the next phase of your life to come in. You can't get a new car when you've got the old one sitting in the garage, right? You sometimes have to have some change with something like the Tower, in order to be able to bring in that new cycle like the world in the Wheel of Fortune. So very nice for you, Scorpio, for November 2019. It looks like some new things will be on the horizon for you and a nice, clean, fresh energy. So I love you. I'll be back later in the week for your weekly read, and I will see you again soon.